Hi, it's Lynn Shuck with Healing and Balance, and we're going to be looking at something today called compass lunges. Now, these aren't actually a yoga pose, but it's something I do bring to my yoga classes. It involves coordination, it opens up some new neural pathways, and it's a nice thing to throw in once in a while to the mix to just shake up your brain and your body a little. Normally when people lunge in my classes, that lunge is done by taking one leg back and putting your weight on the front leg. But instead, we're going to take whatever direction the leg that steps out to, let's try that again. Whatever direction I step my leg to, I'm going to put weight on that leg. So instead of stepping back and keeping my weight on the front leg, I step back and put my weight on the back leg. I step to the side, I put my weight on the side. I step forward, weight goes forward. Now the tricky one is that backward one, because a lot of people have this motion. Stepping backward is not as familiar in our bodies in any kind of movement situation like a yoga class or an exercise class. Sometimes it is, but for a lot of people it's not. So let's practice that backward step first. If I step back really far, then the angle at my ankle is going to be too much for me to bend the knee further and be able to get my weight there. So the backward step is going to be on the smallish side. I'm going to step back, bend my knee, pick up the other leg to make sure I've transferred my weight. Let's do that a couple times. And if you find you still have your weight on the front leg, take a moment, shift your weight to the back leg, bend the back knee, and then see, can you pick your foot up? It's not required that you lift your foot, but it's a good test. We'll do one more on that same leg. Step back, bend the knee, shift your weight. Let's try the other leg. Step back, bend the knee, shift the weight. And again, step back, take your time, shift the weight, bend your knee, whatever order that works for you. One more. Okay. So the lunges themselves, as I said, are called compass lunges because we're going to put our feet at different points on the compass. So we could go, oh, the dog's decided to help. We can go forward, we're going to go front diagonal, we're going to go to the side, back diagonal, and straight back. And then we'll do the other leg. In fact, we'll start with that leg. So let's go ahead and do it. We'll do it fairly slowly. We're going to step forward, bend the knee, shift the weight, back to 2 feet. We're always going to come back to 2 feet. Front diagonal, back to 2 feet. Out to the side, back to 2 feet. I'm always bending the leg that I'm stepping onto. Again, you don't have to lift this foot, but you can if you want to make sure you're shifting your weight, and straight back to 2 feet. Let's take the other leg. We go forward to 2 feet. Front diagonal to 2 feet. Out to the side, 2 feet. Back diagonal, 2 feet, and straight back to 2 feet. The back diagonal and the back are going to be smaller steps, but if you're feeling like you want to try and lunge farther in the forward and sideways ones, you're welcome to travel as big or small as you want. You can also screw around with order. So we just did all on one side and all on the other, but if that's really familiar and easy, change it up. Make it forward to 2 feet, switch, forward to 2 feet. Front diagonal, back to 2 feet, switch, front diagonal, back to 2 feet, switch, to the side, 2 feet, switch, the other side, 2 feet, switch, back diagonal, 2 feet, back diagonal, 2 feet, straight back, and one more switch and we go straight back. You could play with not using your arms, allowing your arms to do whatever they need to do. You saw that sometimes I lost my balance going back this way and my arms had to come into play. Great. Play around with that. Don't worry so much about form. We'll look at that in another video, but just learning that movement pattern, just something to throw into the mix. That's what I've got for you today. Go.